Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII. I'm the MysteriousJG. Last time, what did we do last time? I've actually off-screened this game a little bit. I was leveling up the boys. Girls hadn't gotten any off-screen leveling, so I'm probably going to play as them, primarily, for the time being. But the boys got leveled up a little bit. And that's actually why I'm in the Fey Woods, or the Ariute Woods, or whatever the hell they're called. Because, I was leveling up the Goyles at the, not Akira Vegan. I was leveling them up in the Henna Mines, because there's a section of the Henna Mines over here where we had enemies that we were barely able to deal with before. They were really challenging. Now, we can handle them, and they're worth more hit points, or worth more experience points than anything else that we can currently fight. So we had the boys. At this point, I now have enough that I can have 3 people at once equipped with the double experience item. But we're actually going to take that off now because we're going to be doing some actual playing and might need to switch to these guys in case of emergency. So they're getting... Oh, you know what? No. If I'm taking them out, they need to get the cat ear hood so that they get all the gold. Give me the gold. And the Goyles will get black belts just because it's not a good thing to get hit with disable or disable a guy. Meanwhile, I guess he ended up with the Genji stuff. This is probably fine. Although apparently the game likes Black Mask and Maximilian better. Takes down her strength slightly, her magic power quite a bit, but increases defense and magic resist. I'll stick with what she had. I'm not sure if Minerva Bustier, huh? Takes her magic power down, but her defense up. Her MPs go down. Nah. Forget it. Alright, so let's switch our party around. And what I actually want to do right now is, before we get going back on the story, which is probably what I thought we were going to be doing at the end of the last session, I want to actually do a last bit of stuff in the Necro Hall of Nabudis, because we have actually some doors there we haven't been able to open. And I didn't bother messing them before because we had to get to Arcades. That's back when I was like going after all the Espers and super bosses before we did the Arcades section of story. When I post Arcades, we actually got one of them. You already saw me getting the Moon Silver Medallion. But now we can get the other 2 as well. So, let's see. What do I already have as far as inventory, key items? We have the Sluice Gate key, Dragon Skill, Blackened Fragment. So I need the Blackened Fragment, Dull Fragment, and Grimy Fragment to get the first medallion. Dull Fragment is in the waterway. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a bit of pain in the butt, but Rabanastre Lowtown, Old Dallin's Place, and speak to the Numo. Okay, well, at any rate, we've got to go to Rabanastre for both of these, so let's go to Rabanastre. And I think we have to get the first of these things before we can get the third one, and I feel like we already dealt with the second one. So let's go back to Rabanastre. teleport to. And away we go. You can see how this is definitely a game that's like expecting you to have the strategy guide before you find everything. You're not... I don't think you're meant to actually go through and figure all this out for yourself. I mean, I suppose it's possible. I shouldn't say that, but it seems like a pretty tall order. So somewhere in Lowtown near Old Allen's place, we should be able to find one of those, whatever that weird species of guys is who were hanging outside the Necro Hall of Nabadis before. I think Old Allen's place is at the end of this and to the right, if I recall correctly. So somewhere around here is going to be... that goes back to the streets. I'm not even going to bother with the treasure chests around here. But whatever that species of guys is called... HD Remaster didn't do a whole hell of a lot with these buildings. Whatever that species of guys is called, we found one of them hanging around outside the Necro Hall of the Nabadis. So this is a private residence. This is not Old Allen's place. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Old Allen's place was, yeah, right at the... kind of closer to where I started. Doo-doo-boo. Well, I don't know if we're actually supposed to go into Old Allen's place, but I don't have to walk. I have the walkthrough open on the same. Oh, here he is. Okay, we are supposed to come talk to him. Who might you be? My errand is with Delon, so if you do not mind. Delon, this isn't one of the children you were telling me about, is it? As a matter of fact, it is. Van, I want you to hear what my friend has to say. I think you may be able to help him. I am Rochenmu. I have come from Nabadis to visit an acquaintance of mine, a man in whose care I left a most important object. Sadly, it was seen to be succumbed to a disease and passed away only just recently, as Stalin tells me. He must have known his death was near, as he took measures to see that this object would not fall into the wrong hands. I am most grateful. He split the object in four to lessen the chance that any one person might come into possession of the whole. One of these he gave to Delon, who has just now returned to my keeping. The whereabouts of the others are not known to me. What I do know is that one of the three was given to a person, and the other two were hidden. I'm sure what I ask of you now is clear enough. I need you to find these objects and bring them to me. This is not a thing I would normally ask of a perfect stranger, but Delon tells me the children look up to you. Their knowledge may be the key. When I'm in possession of all four, then, well, we shall consider that when the time comes. The man I came to see lived in the North Sprawl. His house is vacant now, by all accounts. I'm not sure precisely where it is, but it may be worth the effort to locate it. There might be some clue to aid in your search. Oh, I've nearly forgotten an essential detail. The item I'm looking for is a medallion. Should you find something that might be a part of this medallion, pray bring it to me, my boy. So I've already got one of them. You're vacant, you say. Sadly, even I have little to share with you about such a place. I know it lies deep within a forest, and nothing more. Van, tell me, what exactly are you up to? None of your business, old man. Oh, you found the blackened fragment of the medallion. Well, are you going to hand it here or not? Here you go. Thank you. I cannot imagine what you endured to obtain this. You have my gratitude. 2 parts. The medallion, you see, it is from Nabudis, but there's little point in me telling you of it while it remains incomplete, is there? If hearing my tale again would help, I do not mind. No thanks. I'm not sure what gotten into Dallin. Why have they done such a thing? Oh, these are refugees. You don't have to live like a refugee. Old Dallin's stories are a little off. I don't think it's hard as it anymore. I was kind of hoping the kids might share a clue as to what we're supposed to do. Instead, I'm going to switch inputs and pause for a second. Let us see. We'll figure this out together, folks. By figure out together, I mean I'll read in front of you. So the dull fragment is hidden in the waterway. Oh, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Although, you know what? Old Dowlin's place and speak to the Moo. Philo is around the southeast area of Lowtown and mentions the kids looking for a medallion. Okay, so we got find Philo and then a curious woman. Let's go ahead and do this one first. It sounds easier. Philo is around the southeast area of Lowtown. Okay, so one of them is in the Garsmith Waterway, and I don't know that we ever get a clue about that. And then the other one is, like they said, go around talking to everybody, and eventually you get these clues. So we'll just cut to the chase and go straight to the person who actually has the clue for us. He's a friendly boy. You are an ex-adventurer. You are a resolute boy. None of you guys are Philo. Nor are any of you Otis. Said the southeast. It said southeast. I went southwest. What am I doing? I'm already near where I need to be, and I'm going the wrong way. It's like I start out right next to Old Dowlin's place, and I go running to the far end of the map. Fidget and Philo. Here we go. You looking for a medallion, Van? What a coincidence. So are we. The street ears are saying this. There was this man who used to be a sky pirate. He came from Nabudis and was living in a house in the North Sprawl. They say he was weak even when he got here, and finally he up and kicked. But he had this medallion, see, really important to him, only since he knew he was on his last legs, he hid it away, never told us all where. Says the hidden medallion, but was owned by someone who may have been a sky pirate. What better quest for the Buccaneers Brigade? Me and Kite split up and looked for it, but it weren't nowhere in Lowtown or any of the shops up in Ravenasser. That just leaves the city streets would still need searching. Got any ideas? So this is the annoying thing. If you find the right place, doesn't actually matter. Finding the right place doesn't help you until after you've spoken to Philo, because the person that you need to speak to next only appears after you've spoken to Philo. So the person we need to speak to next is a curious woman. Let's just cut to the chase. She is the Southern Plaza, central section of the Southern Plaza. And then she will direct us towards the bazaar. So, East End, Bazaar, North End, Southern Plaza. Okay. Looks like it would have been slightly faster to go out Lowtown from the other exit. Oh well. I always seem to lose more time trying to use speed up around here than I would gain by just navigating slowly. Oh, here we go. Doesn't look as though I'll find anything today. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Do you need something? Do you know me? I have this condition. I don't know who I am or why I'm here. I simply can't remember. Maybe talk to you will help. Go ahead. I'm listening. I must have been out walking in the desert. That's where I woke. Fortunately, I could see the city gates, so I made my way here. But with no money, I've had to resort to selling odds and ends I find in the fountain. And I can't answer this question. Who am I? The only thing I recall is that someone gave me this necklace of Ravenasser make. Judging by its style, it is my only memento. The rest is a blank to me. The necklace itself seems quite ordinary. I would not expect it to have come from an armor shop or the like. If I could only find out who had given it to me, perhaps I would remember more. Won't you help me, please? Well, that's not much to go on. Did she tell us she sold it at the bazaar? Because apparently we have to go to the bazaar next. Maybe I was paying too much attention to my awesome voice acting and missed her saying. I know she said she sells stuff that she finds, but did she specifically say the bazaar? Because that's where we have to go to continue the story. Well, to continue this little side quest, I should say. I will say it's despite not having like multiple cross streets and stuff, this does have more of a feel of like being a quote real fantasy city than most of these games have with their fantasy cities. Rosaria, okay. Spices, what do you say? Ask about the necklace. Ideal spices, not a spying. The necklaces are right out. Rosaria is one of the few places where war never changes. Oh, anything I can help with? Ask about the necklace. A necklace? No, I don't think. Wait, when I passed through my shop, what kind of necklace do you say it was? Yes, that sounds like a necklace, alright. Sold that one to an Imperial, I did. Maybe you know the one. He used to pace about the second floor of the Sand Sea like he owned the place. That was before the order came down, barring the Imperials from frequenting the tavern. I rarely see him there at all anymore. No doubt he's found a new place in town to while away the hours. I'm sure you could find him with a little legwork. Thanks, friend. Okay, well, just out of pure laziness, I'm not going to actually search for him. Let's see where he actually is. And he is at the magic shop. Alright, let's go to the magic shop. Maybe we'll find a drunk Imperial. Apparently now just gets drunk in a magic shop. So I guess he's sneaking into the Sand Sea and buying, like, with an off license and then going somewhere else to drink it? Or he's going to the ABC store and buying, like, a whole pints of liquor and then drinking them somewhere else? I don't really know. I don't get it. Maybe we'll find out when we talk to him. Apparently at some point he was, well, not necessarily sober, but he made his way over to the bazaar and purchased this necklace. Oh, look, he's got movie theater popcorn. Don't stand there gaping like a codfish a while. That's about the necklace. Necklace? What's this about a necklace? Tell him about the woman near the fountain. First woman has forgotten who she is. This necklace is hers, is it? Nah. Alright, boys, what you're gonna do? Bring her here. I want to meet her. If you're telling the truth, then we'll talk about this necklace. And if you're not, well, no telling what might happen to your little friends in Lowtown. Now, where's there? So before you go slipping out of town, be sure to say goodbye to your friends. Wow, what a jerk. Threatening our friends. Good thing we don't have any friends. Well, I mean, we brought Penelo with us. I guess we care about other unnamed characters in Lowtown. There are characters who were named that appeared in the first act when we were doing errands for Miguelo that we've kind of forgotten about. That, in theory, Van still cares about them, right? So now it seems like we should go talk to the curious woman, although that's not what the guide says to do. Because I don't see her anymore. The guide says to go talk to Philo. If this is not my true soulmate, he will become my 63rd almost soulmate, but surely he will be the one, surely. Don't call me Shirley. Alright, well, let's go to the south gate and get back to Lowtown. Because apparently, even though he seems to want to meet the curious woman, we're supposed to go talk to Philo. Leader of the gang of little kids. Let's go to Philo's lair. We got problems, Van. We found this woman by the plaza who what? We got problems, Van. We found this woman by the plaza who doesn't even know her own name. Well, we couldn't just leave it like that, so we took her in, but we can't exactly look after her forever. Sorry, did you need something, Van? I need to see this woman. Oh, do you now? What would Penelo have to say about that? I'm just teasing you, but what do you need to see her for? An Imperial wants to talk to her. Well, you should really learn how to speak instead of using hand signals. You think you might know who she is? Well, I guess there's not much else to be done. You said he's waiting up at Yugi's Magics, right? Go on ahead. We'll meet you there. Unless you want to come up with us right now. Sure, let's go. I don't care what's in your treasure chest. You sure you aren't keeping anything from me, Van? Never mind. I'll just ask Kites later. Well, I'll see you there, okay? And we warp there. And the sodded Imperial. Why are you giving me that look, boy? Don't tell me about this phone of yours. Well, let's see her then. Oh my god, it's my beautiful wife. Is it really you? Oh, it's Mr. Question. It's Mrs. Question. It's, Ryo and Yuri Sakazaki's mom. Child, I could have sworn I'd seen you, but I thought it must have been my eyes playing tricks on me. She told us everything. She came from Arcadia to visit her brother. Then once she got here, she went for a walk in the desert to see the sights. But she passed out from the heat, and that's when she lost her memory. One of my friends visited Rabanasta, and she said... I didn't know she was an Imperial. And she said she'd seen my brother wasting away in a pub. With Lord Vane as counsel, I knew my brother would never get away with that for long, so I left Rabanasta as soon as I could. You came all this way to set me straight? Well, that shells it. From now on, I'll take pride in my work. I've been thinking about doing that for just that for a while. Well, if this isn't the perfect time to start, I don't know what is. Thank you ever so much for your help. I only wish there was some way I might repay your kindness. Didn't you say something about finding part of a medallion in the fountain? How about that? Well, I don't see why not, though. Part of a broken medallion hardly seems a fitting gift, and I've only the one piece. At the grand line. That's okay. Me and Kites didn't do much anyway. Yeah, Van did everything. Although they did offer to take care of this woman, apparently permanently. You should take it, Van. You were looking for a medallion, weren't you? Yeah, Van, you're just going to bring it back to whoever's trying to find it anyhow. You should take it. Yeah, we just thought we need to have some real sky pirate used to have. Yeah. Well, if that's settled, I'll give this to you then. Thank you so bloody much. Whoa, obtained a grimy fragment. Is the Sodded Imperial still in there? I want to see if he's already straightened out his life in the 4 seconds that have passed. How's everything been with you, boy? I'm on watch, but it looks like all's clear. I'm still called Sodded Imperial, so I guess I'm still drunk. Alright, so we're going to go back to Lowtown. Because we got to go to the Garsmith Waterway. I thought I had cleared the Garsmith Waterway of everything needed, but apparently not. This doesn't even appear in a treasure chest. It's just kind of hanging out on the ground as a shining object to be interacted with. So I'm not that angry at myself for having missed it, but assuming I'm not skipping, assuming that if I went around and talking to everybody, there wouldn't be some clue like, oh, I saw a piece of medallion in the Garsmith Waterway. Assuming there is no dialogue hint like that, this would seem to be the biggest pain in the butt of them to find, because there's no particular clue that would lead you to this. But, I mean, the enemies here should be pretty simple and wimpy at this point. We've already defeated Kuklain the Impure, so there's not really a whole lot to worry about down here. So, just to make the search go as smoothly as possible, because there's whole sections you can only access if you have the correct things set in place. So, on 11, on 4, off 11, on 3, off 4. After the last gate is closed, a click is heard, and south in the same semicircle area on the ground there is a glittering object. Oh, it would be nice if they told me specifically what section, but they said in the semicircle, the same semicircle area. Well, there's more than one semicircle area. Oh, let's just follow the directions specifically. 11 and 4 need to be on, then 11 needs to be off, then 3 needs to be on, then 4 needs to be off. So let's see if 11 and 4 turn them on, then turn them back off. Oh, they might already be in the right positions then, but let's Okay, we're going to turn you guys both off. I wish there was a way to fast forward through this, but there really isn't. So anyway, check again. 11 and 4 on, then I turn off 11 and I turn on 3. I'm sure I've already been to this place, I just didn't pick up this object. Because I tried to do a full explore, but I was looking for treasure chests, not flashing things on the floor. The only reason I don't already think maybe I picked it up and didn't notice is because I talked to that guy and he took the one fragment I already had, and then didn't seem to be looking to take another one from me. So now I turn 11 off, then 3, then 4 goes off. So that only, I guess only 3 remains down. And it's just not going to let me fast forward through any of this. At one point I definitely knew how to, while figuring out off screen how to get to, pardon me, the Kuklain, the Impure. I definitely did have at one point some kind of working knowledge of what these do, but now it's just faster to follow the fact directions. I mean, it's not like I'm, you know, going to all the rainbow worlds without deducing where any of them are and just flat out following a fact as soon as I have enough fuel on my ship to do it, you know. Except that I kind of am doing the equivalent of that here, but on a much smaller scale. Who could I possibly be taking jabs at here? Oh, wait, shoot. He does watch this one. It's 13-2's not watching. Anyway, I did hear a clicking sound. The problem I have now is that I don't 100% know which place we're going to because they just said half circle. That could kind of refer to a couple of places. So let's just wander around looking for places where the water is lowered. And, you could definitely walk through that amount of water, guys. Oh. It's here. You don't even go anywhere. Fine. Alright, game. That's great. Whatever. So why? I don't get it. That really feels like a. That really feels like something where just like buy the hint book or you won't be able to get this because it doesn't come from actually exploring the areas that you can only reach by using the floodgates. It just appears in the room you're in when you hit the floodgates in a certain pattern. So if you know how you were supposed to deduce that, let me know in the comments. I'm not, you know. As long as you don't call me an idiot or something, I'm happy to read and find out what you were supposed to do there. But I'm also going to just, you know, surge ahead with the use of a fact to get that. Because I guess the idea was that it got lodged on one of the sluice gates and fell off when you moved that sluice gate, but that doesn't really make sense. It didn't come off just the first time we moved that sluice gate. It came off when we moved the sluice gates in a very particular sequence. So, I don't know how you're supposed to figure that one out. Although, wait a second. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do know how you're supposed to figure it out. I do know how you're supposed to figure it out. We got a note a long time ago. Letter left. East, south, east, southwest, southeast. East, southeast, east, southwest, southeast. That's kind of it. I think that's it. I think that's as close as we get. And maybe when you first get it, the text of all that makes sense. But if you think of them as being east, southeast, east, southwest, southeast, yeah, I think in theory that's pretty obscure, but that would refer to, that is the same sequence that we hit those in. So I guess that's what it's supposed to be. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it a video here. When we come back, we will return that object. We'll give the last of those to that guy, and then we will only have one medallion left to get, if I understand things correctly. And we'll see if that takes a whole video or not. I'm the MysteriousJG. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll join me next time for more of Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Brave story. Bye-bye.